And we're live. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. Wama Wentemel. Gather, where are you people? Roll up. Say hello as you're coming in. Matters are rising. Buhari has been a bad boy. Roll up, gather. One man Wentemel. So we're talking about the asylum that has been granted to, not granted, but muted the possibilities of asylum being given to Ipob and Mossab members by the United Kingdom. So there's been protestations from the Buhari administration, and of course, the British government claps back. So we're talking about the British government's response to that asylum that they've offered Ipob members, which the Buhari administration is protesting about. So we're also talking about the Fulanis asking that the Buhari administration should weigh heavily upon the British for deeming to grant Ipob members asylum. So we're talking about that, and we're talking about the United States government gathering now information on Isa Pantami with the move, hopefully in anticipation of possibly taking him, hopefully, to Guantanamo Bay. So Guantanamo Bay might well be the residence of Isa Pantami, hopefully in the nearest future. So we're talking about that as well. Good morning, good afternoon, Isaac. Good day to you, Frank. So say hello like Isaac and Frank as you're coming in, just to be civil and so I can acknowledge you. And if you're looking to come and join me live on screen, that is the hyperlink. You know how we do it by now. Also, 3 stories. There's sufficient enough of us in here. So we kick it off straight away with the British government's response to, what is his name? Lai Mohammed, or Laya Mohammed, as Nigerians have now redubbed them. As you all recall, of course, because we covered that in a session, Lai Mohammed was quite verbose in his lashing of the British government for deeming to seek to grant asylum to Ipob members. So here is the British government's response. So effectively, Boris Johnson slapping Buhari down. So here is the headline: IPOB Mossad asylum offer to protect those who need it. UK replies federal government. So that is the response coming from the British government to Lai Mohammed's protestations, as I said. IPOB Mossab asylum offer to protect those who need it. UK replies federal government. So now let's now see now how the British damn these people with polite language. The United Kingdom has said that all asylum and human rights claims from Nigerian nationals are considered on their individual merits in accordance with its international obligation. The British government states that it has a proud history of providing protection to those who need it in accordance with its international obligation under the Refugee Convention and European Convention on Human Rights. The British High Commission stated this on Wednesday in response to inquiries by correspondents on the federal government's allegations that the United Kingdom asylum offer for persecuted members of the indigenous people of Biafra and the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra undermines Nigeria's security. The UK Visa and Immigration had released new guidelines to its decision makers on how to consider and grant asylum applications to IPOB members whose founder Nnamdi Kanu is operating from London. Kanu, who holds both Nigerian and British passports, fled Nigeria in 2019 after troops invaded his country home whilst he was facing trial on treasonable felony charges for criminal conspiracy, intimidation, and member of an illegal organization. In the guideline titled Country Policy and Information Notes Nigeria, Biafran secessionist groups released in March, The UKVI, a division of the Home Office, directed its decision makers to consider if a person who actively and openly supports IPOB is likely to be at risk of arrest and detention and ill treatment, which is likely to amount to persecution. So this is the new guideline now that is specifically targeted and geared towards the IPOB members and the Mossab members especially, but the Biafran agitators in general. It further said the United Kingdom must also consider if the arrest and prosecution of IPOB members for clamoring for the breakup of the country were acts of prosecution or persecution. So prosecution or persecution is where the decision line is regarding that new guideline. Those fleeing prosecution or punishment for a criminal offense are not normally refugees. Prosecution may, however, amount to persecution if it involves victimization in its application by the authorities, the 56-page document noted. But the federal government frowned on the United Kingdom immigration guidelines, describing them as support for terrorism. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who said that the decision was disrespectful, noted that it amounted to sabotaging the fight against terrorism and generally undermining Nigeria's security. The inquiry by correspondence sent to the High Commission stated, following the release of the Country Policy and Information Note Nigeria, Biafran secessionist groups in March by the UKVI, the Nigerian government had declared this as an act of sabotage. It also accused the United Kingdom of supporting terrorism. What is the reaction of the High Commission to these weighty allegations? Responding to the allegations by the federal government, the British High Commission, in its apparent rebuff, said the United Kingdom had a proud history of providing protection to those who needed it. The email statement reads, the United Kingdom has a proud history of providing protection to those who need it. In accordance with our international obligations under the Refugee Convention and the European Convention on Human Rights, our country policy and information notes are published on the gov.uk website. They are kept under constant review and updated periodically. An update to the Biafra separatist note is expected shortly. We publish them since our decisions can be appealed in the immigration courts, which are public, so it is clearer and fairer for all involved, applicants, their lawyers, judges, stakeholders such as the UNHCR, to know what our position is and evidence, to know what our position and evidence base is. So it carries on, but let me see what you guys are making of it in the comment section so far. So Isaac, we've got you. Hello. Hello, Isaac. Okay. We carry on. Isaac says hello. Frank says hello. Frank says, let UK allow Biafra. Yes, UK are allowing Biafra, but it looks as though even Nnamdi Kanu is still throwing them abuse. So we'll get to that maybe in a moment, but let's just round this off. All asylum and human rights claims from Nigerian nationals are carefully considered on their individual merits in accordance with our international obligation. Southeast Women, Southeast Women Professionals, Youth Back UK says asylum confirms victimization of Biafrans. So that does add, because you have to consider that before I go on to this backing that the Southeast is giving to Biafrans, or to the British government rather, the position of the British government setting out a position specifically for IPOB members and Mossab members is a tacit acknowledgement that the Nigerian state is persecuting these people, because of course you have to understand that what they are saying in effect, that these are people under threat in their own land, and they are giving them succor in their own land. And the British, of course, they are loath to have immigrants in their country. You have to understand that. So if they then go outside of their natural instinct not to have foreigners in their country, to open that corridor for IPOB members, Black people especially, then that tells you almost categorically that the British position is effectively that the Buhari administration is persecuting the Igbo people. And you don't even really need to be told that the Buhari administration is persecuting the Igbo people. You only have to switch on your computer or pick up a newspaper, and you can see how Igbo land is constantly and continuously being bombarded from land, sea, and air, heavy duty with heavy weaponry raining down upon that space continuously and routinely. So the persecution is there, and of course it is the arrowhead of that agitation for secession that they are seeking to target. It is the arrowhead. So it is the arrowhead then of that movement again that the British government are now saying now that they are opening a corridor for as an escape route from Nigeria as they continue their agitation. So this is what is going on. I'm inviting you again to click on the hyperlink if you want to come join me live. This is what we usually do, a live interactive session. That is usually how things work. Jennifer joins us. You're on time today, Jennifer, so well done. You must be an absolute moron, Sontex. Video evidence of what? You are empty head. You know, you are the first person really that had to use that sort of language for in this place. The notice is on the British website, gov.uk. The Nigerian government has responded to it via Lai Mohammed. The British High Commission is responding to it now via their formal channels, and you're asking for video evidence. Video evidence of what? Is your brain functioning at all, you person? You know, this is not what we do here. If you look through the comment section, you'll see that these are high functioning people that are interacting here. So if you don't have that level of function, then I suggest that you don't make a comment at all, because you just serve as nothing other than an irritant, and this is not the space for it. I apologize everyone for the language, but look at the comment that this person is making. Do you have video evidence? What video evidence? Lai Mohammed was making a national broadcast, a press conference the other time. The thing is on the British High Committee, the British website, the British government website, .gov.uk. Are you asking what evidence of what are you asking for exactly? Anyway. I'm sorry, but that rather irritates me. And not this comment, but this sort of comments, because people make this sort of comments all the time. That where is the video evidence? Where is the video evidence of news that is in the public sphere? Do I go to Buhari's room to do a formal interview of him just to know what his opinion is, when his opinions are reported copiously via his many outlet spokespersons? What video evidence? Just don't be daft, my person. Anyway, we'll carry on. I'm sorry about that digression, but it's just the low width of some of these comments. It gets under your, it just gets to you sometimes. You think, what sort of a person are you contending with here? So Southeast Women Professionals Youth Back UK says asylum confirms victimization of IPOB and Mossad. So let's now, because I agree with this line of thought as well, because as I've already expanded on. So meanwhile, prominent Igbo groups under the aegis of World Igbo Youth Congress and Southeast Women Professionals have supported the United Kingdom's offer of asylum for persecuted IPOB and Mossad members. The President General World Igbo Congress, Chief Alex Ekemiri, and the President Southeast Women Professionals, Dr. Helen Ogbonaya, stated this in separate telephone interviews with one of our correspondents in Abakaliki on Wednesday. Ekemiri stated most youths are revolting against the faulty foundation of Nigeria. The federal government should address the issues that brought up these agitations, especially through respecting the principles of federal character, which has been abused. The declaration of the United Kingdom visa for IPOB and Mossab members has contradicted the falsehood being presented by the federal government of Nigeria to the international community about IPOB, about Biafra agitators. World Igbo Youth Congress urges IPOB and Mossab members to take the opportunity offered by the United Kingdom Embassy to save their lives. They should flee from persecution and continue the peaceful but non-violent agitation against the present regime. The United Kingdom visa and immigration procedure had ended the wrong motion labeled wrongly against these secessionist groups as terrorist organizations. So there is sense in that, because of course, if the British are of the same thought that these people are terrorists, then of course they will not be inviting terrorists into their own land. But if the British are of the thought that the IPOB members and the Mossab members are actually freedom fighters, then of course they will be inviting them to their land. We've got Isaac joining us. Isaac, what says you? Good afternoon.
Good.
Oh,
I'm just at 10 a.m.
Okay, good morning to you then.
Good afternoon.
This is what Nnamdi Kanu always says. He'll say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. So I think that is the best way to go about it. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, because we're spread all over the world. How are you? We're just kicking off the session now, and of course, you are aware that the United Kingdom has granted a visa window opportunity, an asylum window opportunity for specifically targeted at members of IPOB and Mossab that have been persecuted within the Nigerian space. So Lai Mohammed had come out over the last few days or so to protest against this, that effectively the British government are backing terrorists. But then the British embassy in Nigeria has responded via questions being asked by journalists that they always offer asylum to people being persecuted within the globally as part of their commitments to human rights. So what that is saying in essence is that the British government, they consider the IPOB and Mossab to be freedom fighters, because of course, if they consider them to be terrorists, then they would not be offering them asylum. So that is where we've got into in the story so far. So what says you? Have you been following? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I've been following you since you started, and thank you for having me this morning, because I was less busy today. To start with, the Bible says that our enemy will feed themselves in their own flesh and their own blood. That is exactly what is going on between British government and Nigerian government. They have been constantly hold people in bondage, holding citizens against their will. It is very sad. I'm a Yoruba man, but it is very sad what is going on in the eastern part of Nigeria. Because I'm a person, I put myself in their own position too. The way they are bombarding the place. Meanwhile, we have Boko Haram there. They cannot use the weapon they are using in the east. They cannot even use it to fight Boko Haram. So it shows you clearly what is going on. The marginalization we'll be talking about for a very long time.
I mean, if they are using fighter jets and helicopter gunboats to be bombing Igbo land, then you wonder what equipment then is being used in Borno. So Boko Haram are strolling into Nigeria and AK-47. We're not hearing of any bombing. But the people are just carrying placards to say, this is too much now. You are
exactly
unbelievable.
you said designated Ipob to be a terrorist member, but you refuse the Fulani that has been killing many people. Because now, if you go on a news network now, you will see among a lot of people that has been killed in the hand of Fulani terrorists, bandits, terrorists. That is what I will say. You can imagine the number, but how many people did Ipob kill? You designated them as a terrorist, but you left headsmen. You left them.
I still don't understand that designation of IPOB as a terrorist organization, you know, because as at the time that that designation took place, IPOB was carrying nothing more dangerous than a placard and marching all over, not even Lagos or Yoruba land or even Abuja, but marching within their own territory with placards saying this is too much, this is too much. So you designated that as terrorism, but then Mieti Allah that will come out and say that those people that were savaged in southern Kaduna, we savaged them because they were getting in our way. They will say that they savaged people in Plateau because they openly, because you see them on channels, television, especially all the time, claiming responsibilities for atrocities, and they are not designated as a terrorist group. They're not even rebuffed or anything. They're not even invited for questioning. Nothing happens. So people that are killing, you are inviting them to lunch and tea, and people that are asking for a better deal, you are bombing them from the skies.
Exactly. You know what? If they call for referendum today, Nigeria will fail woefully. I'm telling you.
Immediately.
In fact, you see that Nigeria gone. So that instead of calling for granting asylum or whatever they call it for IPOB member, they've already made their own case. They want referendum. So if British really want to do something good for them, because this is showing that British admitted that they are being killed unjustifiably. I mean the IPOB member, they've been prosecuted unjustifiably. So the best thing for British to do, okay, well, these people have been calling, okay, well, they want to have referendum, they want to go in their separate way. Why don't you support them in that cause? Grant referendum, come and conduct referendum and see what is going to happen. A lot of people are afraid today. Even in the Southwest, a lot of people didn't even come out for Oduduwa because of reprisal from government. That is why.
Yeah, because of being gunned down by Buhari.
If you listen to people right now,
what a lot of people
want to go.
Of course, maybe even more. What people are actually saying is that what this guy is actually doing is ruling the country by fear, not by consent. So the people are essentially in fear of the government, and that is not really, that is not the panacea for anything. That is not the way anything works when the people live in fear of the government. I was watching some programs, some women that gather on this panel. These Nigerian programs, they had all these women gathered, and these middle-aged women. So they have this sort of like a panel program that they do like lunchtime. So I was watching one a long time ago, and one of them was being critical of something just because no matter how neutral you are, you get to that point where you have to criticize the Buhari regime. So she said she was being critical of the regime, and her family was warning her that you better be quiet or get that. So you cannot even be critical of the government when the government is weighing upon you. What is that analogy that Abiola always uses? Abiola will say that it is like beating a child and asking him or her not to cry. So this is the situation we have in Nigeria. Make your comment, and I'll go to a narrative from Nnamdi Kanu that backs up what you just said.
So the best thing, support the cause, because Southwest is calling, Southeast is calling. Come over and do the referendum and see what is going to happen. Nobody want to stay in Nigeria again. Everybody is done. 80% of Nigeria is done. They are done with Nigeria. They don't want to. That is exactly what is going on. come over, conduct referendum, and see what is going to happen. Then you can justify from there. Not giving asylum for somebody, or they should come. And I think I like the courage of Ipob for turning that down. This is what we want.
Let's actually hear from IPOB. Biafra, we need referendum, not asylum. IPOB replies the British government. So it looks as though they are exactly of your thought that, look, if you are feeling so strongly about this, then this is really the way forward. Because, of course, if you grant asylum to a few Igbo people, you can't grant asylum to all Igbo people, and they're all being persecuted. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, says it wants a referendum on self-determination for the southeast of Nigeria, not asylum offered by the United Kingdom government. You would recall that the UK Visa and Immigration UKVI released new guidelines on how to treat asylum applications by members of Biafran secessionist group. In the guidelines, so it goes on, let me just see, I just want to learn, okay, let's take it from the IPOB comments. However, in a statement made available to newsmen, Comrade Emma Powerful, the Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB, stated that the global family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has noted with satisfaction the news that the United Kingdom has agreed to grant asylum to persecuted Biafran agitators in the United Kingdom. Whilst we commend them for this bold initiative, we wish to most graciously remind them that what we Biafrans need and cherish the most is referendum and not asylum in the United Kingdom. We are tired of living in bondage in the devilish contraption called Nigeria. They single-handedly created. We would not wish our children now or generations unborn to share the same geopolitical space with those that reward terrorists and criminal law-abiding and criminalize law-abiding citizens. We particularly thank the United Kingdom government for confirming what the rest of the civilized world already knows, that the great IPOB worldwide family are not terrorists, but peaceful agitators and freedom fighters. So just on that paragraph that they're landing on, these are window, even if they never grant one single person an asylum from IPOB, but these are public thing that they have put out in the public space now runs completely contrary to the Nigerian government's position. And when I say the Nigerian government's position, we have to narrow down the Buhari government position. So it runs contrary to the Buhari government's position. And in effect, what this is saying is that IPOB is essentially not viewed internationally as a terrorist organization for reasons I've already stated. If they consider that, they are not saying people from ASWAP should come to the United Kingdom to come and get visa now. They are not saying Al-Qaeda should come and get visa because they are being persecuted by whatever it is that is persecuting them, But they are saying IPOB and Mossab and Biafran agitators being persecuted within the Nigerian space have that window of opportunity to seek refuge in the United Kingdom. So that's then, in just that one statement, tells you then that the consideration is that these people are indeed freedom fighters and not terrorists, and the Nigerian government, the Buhari government, is the one showing terroristic tendencies. But then, of course, the Buhari government, we now know categorically, is made up of essentially, not even essentially, but confirmed terrorists. And we'll get to that narrative in a moment. That Nigeria is a country run by terrorists for the benefit of terrorists has been confirmed by this noble move by the United Kingdom. Aso Rock, the seat of power in Nigeria, is a terrorist haven with serving ministers who are openly sympathetic to terrorists and their activities, coming and going as they please, whilst freedom fighters are languishing in jail. We want freedom, not asylum. So, Isaac, it is essentially to that point that you are making that your point is the IPOB position as well. They are saying this, thank you for your asylum, but those days that everybody is climbing over each other to get to the United Kingdom is long gone. You insist on referendum for us, and we will create our own United Kingdom. We will create our own Britain in Igbo land. That is essentially the response of our IPOB to this offer by the United Kingdom. What says you, Isaac? Make a comment, then I'll go to the comment section before we go on to the next story.
Well, I have something that I really want to say about eastern part of Nigeria.
Yes, the floor is yours.
I think their governors and their politician, maybe senator, the only person I can really trust little bit is this man, the minority, I think minority leader in Senate. I think I don't know.
Abaribe.
Exactly. That is the only person that I can take out among them. It's like all the governors, others, they support this government, because if they do not, I don't think Buhari should have two heads to come to go to western part and start shelling people using a warplane. Are you fighting war? Using warplane to fight IPOB member. So that is my take. I believe the governors and the senators and all the politicians over there, they are colluding with this government, because why did they come to the south now? I mean to the west and start doing that. I'm from the west. We also want to do a nation. That is the fact.
There's a lot of resentment for the Igbos. You have to understand. I did a video just I think a few days ago on the Biafran War, and what is coming out of there is that the killing of Tafawa Balewa, the Sultan, and then the Sultan of Sokoto at the time, and then one other senior Hausa Fulani general at that time in the army. That killing is still something that sits very heavily within the northern heart, and
in the mind of Buhari, because
yes, of course,
yes, he always mentioned that in any of interview between any interview that whenever they ask him a question about Igbo, he always mentioned that.
So if you have somebody that hates because he does hate the Igbos, somebody gave an account, but if I give you the name of the person that gave an account of a private conversation that he had with Buhari, and Buhari said to him that he cannot ever trust an Igbo person, you probably dismiss that comment out of hand. It was actually Femi Fanikare that came out in the public space. Yeah, that was but I always dismiss Femi Fanikare because he's just too fantastical with the mouth. He just says anything because it's just one of those people, isn't he? He will say anything for any. We don't even know where he is now. We don't know. You know, he's just chasing dollars all over the political terrain. You'll see him with Miamala Boni. You'll see him with Yaya Bello. And then he's straight at the PDP convention saying that he's a senior member. He's a prostitute.
Agitators.
And then you will see him with Sunday Igbo. It's a prostitute, isn't he? But so it was him making that comment. But really, no, this agitation now, and you are exactly right. If we are saying that the Eastern governors, they don't really command any power in terms of having command over a military unit or cantonment that's in their region, or even the police in their region. If we are saying they don't have that authority, they still have the potency of their position. They are elected already, especially the ones in their second terms. They are elected already, so they can at least through the voice, like we were saying with Akeredolu now, that he's just taking a position that no, don't bring this to I'm not saying even don't bring it to Yoruba, but don't bring this to Ondo, because if you bring this to Ondo, all of the weight of my office, I will use it to weigh upon you. In fact, get out of your Ondo land. You know?
I'm sorry, sir. Let me just come in, right?
Yeah, carry.
For that of Akeredolu, I think to me, what I perceived was that, remember, he was in the court. because they're still fighting for the election results.
Mm.
So 2 days ago now, I think they dismissed the petition of the PDP candidate. So now I strongly believe that now he will change his tone, because he already got his office now. Nobody can shake him now. Just wait.
But I don't really think he will change his tone, you know, because you may be right that that was why he was doing it, but the sort of response and support that he got for doing what he did, I don't think he will want to let go of that, because he's now emerging as somebody that is independent-minded, that is not afraid to... You see how he was standing tall and standing large and really commanding that space, you know, so a lot of people liked that, and he would have picked up that a lot of people like that. But really, what I was wanting to land on is the Eastern governors, they still have that potency of being a governor of that space and have the potency of their voice, and they can still use that voice to say that what is going on in this region is not acceptable. But who is going to do that? Is that Hopu Zodima Fulani made? You know, the Supreme Court governor of Igbo, is he the one that is going to he will go to tell his own daddy?
But he said it on social media that he invited the military
there
to come
you go.
to his own state to come and shell your own people.
You see?
For you.
No. They didn't work for him. He came number 4 in that election. Anyway, so let's take the comment section before we go on to the next narrative. So just bear with me. So Isaac, good afternoon. Frank, good day. Frank, let UK allow Biafra. Jennifer, good afternoon, everyone. Obinna, good job, my brother. When they know IPOB is on the way to having their own sovereign state, so Boko Haram no get choice. So that is when Nicholas, keep doing the good work. Let me highlight this name because I'm not sure how I'm going to pronounce this name now. Alo Nilo, watching from Oduduwa Republic, Osun State, Ile-Ife at NTA. Okay, Sokun. So yes, Oduduwa Republic. Is there a passport for that republic? Is that republic registered with the United Nations? Olonilo still carries on. But that is it. I'm assuming Equator. Yes. So he still continues at NJW. So he still continues at Nkem. Request for their WhatsApp number so they can send you. So I don't know whose WhatsApp number, maybe the United Kingdom. I don't think they have a WhatsApp number. Buhari government know that the British and the world know that they are terrorist government. Good confirmation by Britain. So on and on it goes. Jennifer, Britain telling Boko Haram to get lost is either the federal government of Nigeria are not following the instruction of the rules, the democracy, or otherwise they can't give go ahead of referendum. So I think just referendum is what you want, is essentially what Jennifer is saying. Damilare, thank God I am here. We're thankful too that you're here. Suntex, who was a bit annoying earlier on, is now saying Isaac is right. Very soon, all those Eastern saboteurs, you see now, you see this is the sort of language that I don't essentially welcome, you know. This is not really the language we're using here, my person. So let me just go on to the next narrative to see. Bear with me, because we've now heard from the British government rebuffing Lai Mohammed. We've now heard from the IPOB saying that thank you, but no thank you, this is what we want. So now we go to the Fulani quarters to see what their take is on the British government granting or offering to grant asylum to IPOB members. British government must review relationship, Buhari rather government, so I take that all over again. Buhari government must review relationship with United Kingdom over asylum for IPOB members Arewa youths. So Arewa youth, of course, the spokesmouth of essentially the whole of the northern space, and they are very quick to come forward in all matters defending Buhari. The Arewa Youth Consultative Forum has faulted the decision of the United Kingdom to grant asylum to members of the indigenous people of Biafra. National President of AYCF, Yerima Shetima, said the Nigerian government should review its relationship with the United Kingdom counterpart following that move. So Buhari should give Britain a kick in, essentially, is what this empty head is proposing. On Tuesday, the United Kingdom revealed plans to grant asylum to members of the indigenous people of Biafra and Mossab, movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra. The Nigerian government had frowned on the news, which it claimed was disrespectful and capable of undermining the fight against terrorism and insecurity. However, Shetima wondered if Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, and his members are more important than Nigeria. So what this guy is saying essentially is that throw human rights under the bus in sacrifice to the free oil that you're getting. And this was, of course, the thing that the Saudis do as well. You remember when the Saudi prince went and just decapitated and chopped up that guy, what is his name? Khashoggi, that journalist in Turkey. When he had him chopped up in Turkey, and there was international outcry, and of course, he then warned Donald Trump that, look, the free oil that you are getting is on the line, and they covered that up. So this is the same line now that Shetima is suggesting that Buhari follow. However, Shetima wondered if Nnamdi Kanu the leader of the IPOB and its members, are more important than Nigeria. Shetima called on the Nigerian government to be decisive in its decision against its United Kingdom counterpart. He said, it is a clear indication that the Nigerian government would have to review its relationship with the United Kingdom, UK, because they cannot have a good relationship with a state such as Nigeria, and at the same time be giving asylum to a major threat who is an enemy of this country, a criminal with his organization proscribed and listed amongst those terrorist organizations in the world. So I'm not sure that our IPOB is listed as a terrorist organization in anywhere else other than in Aso Rock. Giving them asylum means something is wrong. This means that to an extent, we will start thinking that the United Kingdom has a hand in our problems. Yes, the United Kingdom does have a hand in our problems, but of course it weighs towards our Demalamis. Now, what is the interest of the United Kingdom in putting them ahead of us? So they're not putting them ahead of you, they're just asserting and ensuring their human rights. A foreign language to you, of course, what is the meaning of human rights? I hear the Fulani empty head say, but then a Fulani, but the moment, of course, when a Fulani man understands what human right means, that will be the beginning of that El Dorado that we want in Nigeria. I was wondering, is the United Kingdom pretending that they do not know that this guy, Nnamdi Kanu, is doing harm to Nigeria? Is it that they fold their arms for obvious reasons best known to them? Are they saying their relationship with that individual criminal is far better than what they have with Nigeria under diplomacy? Something is wrong, and for me, the relationship has to be reviewed. So this is the level of intelligence, of course, that we're dealing with within the Nigerian space. This is a person that has been appointed by a high-profile social-cultural group of the northern extraction, speaking the want of his people, and these are the words coming out of his mouth. Some total empty-headed stuff, and I'm not even saying that just to be disparaging or to besmirch or to cast aspersions. If you just listen to those words, they're just total empty-head words. They are saying they are putting human rights buffers in place for IPOB asylum seekers. Britain don't want more black people in their country, especially Nigerians, who they have to be monitoring because of their 419 ways, but they're opening that corridor still in spite of their natural instinct for these people to come in just out of the weight of the concern of the persecutions that is going on against these people, and you are saying you don't understand that they are granting Nnamdi Kanu asylum. After all, they are getting free oil from Niger Delta that is being gifted them by the Malamese. This is essentially what this total idiot is saying. Are they saying their relationship with that individual criminal is far better than what they have with Nigeria under diplomacy? Something is wrong, and for me, the relationship has to be reviewed. The Nigerian government must be decisive. It is either the United Kingdom repatriates him to face his trial, or they say that Kanu is better than Nigeria. So it's calling for the repatriation of Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. But then, of course, Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. You have to understand. I think he was actually born in Britain. You have to understand. So it is essentially no different from saying that send Prince William or Prince Harry to Nigeria to come and face the wrath of Buhari. I mean, that is a bit extreme, but essentially it's the same passport and the same binding rules. So the rules and regulations within the United Kingdom is to a level that captures virtually everybody. Of course, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the other. But this empty-headed anyway, what do you make of it? Let me not just get too carried away, because I'm saying my own opinion. But Isaac, please help.
I think what former Zamfara State governor said, that is just out of touch. As we all know, it seems, because based on the way he's just making his comment, it is clearly showing that these people believe that they own Nigeria. They believe that they are the only people that own Nigeria. Nobody can talk. So, like he said that British will not accept Nigeria because of their 419 ways. Who make Nigeria 419? Is it not the politicians that mess up all the Nigerians' name in all over the world? It's not that these people don't know what is going on. They are the people that is messing up Nigerians' name all over the world. It is just minute, though we have some criminal elements among the Nigerian citizens. But
we have a lot. We have a lot, of my brother. The first association that anybody, any person, non-Nigerian makes of a Nigerian is that he's a criminal, is a fraudster, and a sharp guy. This is just how, I'm sure you know that you live in Canada.
Yeah, but if we refresh back, if we rewind back, let's rewind back to 1980s, late 70s, 80s. This thing is not rampant. But when our government got the whole place and mess up the whole place, that was when we start seeing all these things going on in Nigeria, that you see 419, so fraudster and stuff like that. Right now, they believe now that Yahoo is a business now. All the youth believe that, okay, well, once there's nothing to do, Yahoo is the business. As a matter of fact, I heard that some parents will go to Babalawo and take their own son or daughter to Babalawo in order to do something for them to be getting money. It is what government turned Nigeria to. Because I can say it categorically, it is what government of Nigeria turned to Nigerian to. They first started when the money that belongs to all the citizens, and once United just came and used the same money that belongs to them to use to oppress them.
Yes, I'm not fully disagreeing with you. Freeman, we see you. Good afternoon, or good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, according to Nnamdi Kanu. So we see you. Just quickly, I don't disagree with what you said, but let's acknowledge Freeman, and let's see what he's making of the session. Hello, Freeman. Nice to see you. What are you making of the session so far?
Nice to see you. Good evening, my brother. Nice to see you once again. You know, I'm very sorry. Last night I couldn't meet it up because of my network problem. Good, we are here today. I hope you can see. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you better now. You really tried yesterday anyway, and we appreciated your efforts, and we appreciate you coming back again. So what do you make of it so far? We're talking about the asylum opportunities being granted to Biafrans by the United Kingdom.
Yes, yeah. It's a very good step. It's a very good step, you know. It's good that I hope they have been hearing and watching what has been going on. And they have been listening to Nnamdi Kanu, undermining that Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen, you know. Yeah, he told them the truth on face. And this is exactly what they want to hear. And this is exactly what the white man need. Undermining that we are here. They taught Nigerian whatsoever Nigerian is doing there. But I wonder why the Janjaweeds, the Fulanis, why they are so angry. I wonder why they are so angry over the asylum. But we, the Biafrans, we are not accepting the asylum. You know why? Because when we accept this asylum,
yeah, what they really want is to have
this asylum. Yes.
Oh, no, carry on.
Excuse me, yeah. If we should accept this asylum, yes. If we should accept this asylum, it then means that we are leaving our homeland. We are leaving our forefathers for those Janjaweeds to take over. And it's not going to happen. What we need is referendum, or we divide. We are not, asylum is not good for us. What we are asking for is referendum. Okay, imagine British, you know, they left EU and they're on their own now. Why wouldn't they allow Biafran to be on their own? So we are.
But it's not the British that are holding Biafra now. It's the Nigerian state.
Yes. British are holding Biafra.
So why?
They are giving us asylum.
No. Is Buhari British? Is Buhari Boris Johnson? It is Buhari that is holding Biafra, not Boris Johnson.
No. You have to know that it is British that created Nigeria.
Right.
The British created Nigeria. Yes, they forced us to
No. It is British that created United States of America too. It is British that created United States of America and Canada and Australia and New Zealand. It is British that created all those countries too.
No.
It is.
No.
It is the United Kingdom that created America. They created Canada. They created Australia. They created New Zealand.
And even India.
They created Ghana. They created India, Pakistan.
Pakistan, Philippines.
Half of the world they created.
Half of the world. Yeah.
So it's not just Nigeria. So why is it always it is the British? It is the British all the time.
Yes. Okay, fine. Do you know how they created them? It is the British people that live there want to be alone. They are on their own. Queen Elizabeth is not controlling them anymore. But she is controlling Nigerians. And we don't want
No, you can't just make that statement and quickly move on. No. Freeman, I'm going to nail you down on that one. How is the Queen controlling Nigeria?
Okay.
Where is her office in Aso Rock?
Good.
Where is she sitting?
She has office there.
In Aso Rock.
The British ambassador. The British ambassador living in Aba. That is her office. She is there. She is the one giving her feedback. Excuse me.
Right.
Can you tell me whatsoever is going on in Nigeria? They don't see it.
One question to you. One question. No, hold on, Freeman. No, I'll let you carry on, but I need you to answer this question. Can you name one country on this earth that does not have a British ambassador? Yeah. Name one country on this, because you are now saying the embassy. Name one. No, answer that question first. Name one country on this earth that does not have a. North Korea. They have a British representative in North Korea. They do. If we check it on Google now, you'll see the name. There's no country on this world. So you're saying look, this idea of saying the British created Nigeria, the British created half of the world. You have to understand. And a lot of people have been able to then take on. You have to understand that the United States of America, it had no demarcation between the people of Mexico and even a lot of Latin America, because they were the one people, the Native Americans, and they had the sway of that landscape. It was the British that made that demarcation to carve out a country which they then named the United States. And I think it was the Spaniards that colonized Mexico, and then so that is the same set of systems that applies around the world. So all this, it is the British. Yes, I'm not saying that the British don't have too much of an influence over the Nigerian space, but it is time for us to take responsibilities for ourselves. It's essentially what I'm saying. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. It's not that I totally disagree with you, but it's very quick. That quick reach, it is the British all the time. I think maybe we need to pull that back a bit and then really face what we are doing on. Sorry, carry on now, Freeman.
Okay, good. You see, now the most important thing is this: Biafrans want to be on their own. Likewise, Oduduwa. And that is the best that will happen in that country. Just that, blah, 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 will not help us. Even you know the truth. I know you are more than 50 years, and you know what Nigeria is. Likewise, me.
I'm using my passport.
You don't know what is going on. No. I know. Or maybe you are 49, but at least you are no more kid. You know what Nigeria is.
How do you know I'm not 18?
Excuse me. Even though you are 12, you will not be happy.
I'm only joking. Carry on.
You will not be happy. You will not be happy to be in that country. We are here in Europe. I live in Spain. I'm in Mallorca, but I'm not happy that I'm here in Europe. I have business down in Nigeria. I have parents, relatives down in Nigeria. But I'm not happy that I'm not happy the way this is going over there. Here in Spain, even in London where you are, if you mistakenly kill one person, you know what it takes. Or if one person mistakenly went to the school and shoot one student, you know what it takes? Therefore, yesterday, you know how many people they kidnapped in the, and they will still do that tomorrow. And there is a people. And they still did that today.
Yes, they're asking for 800 million. They're asking for 800 million for those people.
Why are we pampering?
No. Land that point and then let Isaac come in.
Okay.
So
okay.
Isaac, what are you making of what Freeman is saying?
Well, based on what he said, British do have a lot of influence in what is going on in Nigeria. To me, I know that this government is shaking. They are afraid because if Igbo want to leave Nigeria and Yoruba now is agitating that they want to leave Nigeria, likewise, Middle Belt, they want to leave Nigeria as well. So everybody want to leave. So except them alone now, the northern part now that don't want to leave Nigeria because they are enjoying all the resources of Nigeria now. So that is why they don't want to leave. But every other part want to leave. We don't care about governor. We don't care about representative. Go to the grassroots and ask questions if people want to leave or not. Except those that are also corrupt, like their own political leaders, because we still have some fanatics. Even with what is going on right now, they can die because of PDP, they can die because of APC. But go and ask people, you will see that 90% of Southwest, Southeast want to leave Nigeria. They are fed up. It doesn't really matter. One Tinubu can be governor. Could be vying for president. That's not our business. Millions of Iberibe. Is that what we call this man? Iberibe.
Abaribe.
Iberiberism. Millions of
Rogers.
Millions of Iberiberism want to become a president. Nobody really care right now. It doesn't really matter. Because I'm sorry to say this, I don't see any good thing coming out of this relationship. Nigeria already gone to the ground zero. Like Freeman said, right? He said, like me, I don't have any problem. I have my job here. I'm living at least averagely okay. But what about my people living back home? I don't have father, I don't have mother, but I still have brothers, I have sisters there. Even the headache that Nigerian space is giving those people in abroad is even more than those people living there. Because you know one of the reasons why this issue of nation came to free right now. Do you know the reason? I happened to attend one of the conference meeting the other day that they had within Oduduwa nation. I mean Oduduwa people living abroad. I was watching them on live stream. Do you know what most of them say? They said they are tired of sending money to people. People are fed up.
Yes.
Every time you hear somebody call you, they want to pay for hospital bill. And truly, if they ask somebody to go and bring 50,000, where are they going to get it?
Is the volume of calls really that you get that is the problem? It's not so much the amount. So that person that is calling you for 50,000, it doesn't want to understand that 3 or 4 or 5 people have also called you for 40,000, 30,000. So you only have one source of income, maybe 2. You know, you only have an earning. You don't have a key to the vault of the Canadian reserves. You know, you only earn and have your own expenses too. And when you are telling them that, look, you are carrying a weight too, they will turn it into I have your say and let Freeman come in.
So now, I read this morning, Mr. Laya Mohammed,
yes,
was saying that if Nigeria break up, some professor will be
making bread in Benin Republic.
Who told him that? You can see the level. You can see the level of frightening that they are right now.
Freeman, what says you?
Yes. You know, time has we will be listening to people like Laya Mohammed. As old as he is, he keep lying to his grandchildren. Anyway, we are not surprised because he's a conquest caliphate. You know, he's a Janjaweed servant. They put him there. They normally ask him to say whatever he said. So whatever Laya Mohammed comes out to speak is from his mouth, is from his masters, you know. So the best thing for that country is to divide. I believe when they divide that country, everything will be okay. Why everything will be okay is this: the Biafrans will be minding whatsoever they are doing. Likewise, Ududuwas, and likewise the Northerners. There will be jobs. They will create jobs. Okay, just imagine everything federal government, federal government, they are going to print money. Do you know how much they steal from government so-called Nigerian account? 400 billion pounds. 400 billion pounds.
Where are you getting those statistics from? Where are you getting those statistics from?
Okay, listen. Let me tell you something. Our information now is not those days. Information we gave is pure and gospel truth. If you like, you take it. If you don't like,
No. Answer my question. Answer my question. No, answer my question.
Where do I get it from?
Where are you getting those data from?
Yes, whatsoever Nnamdi Kanu says, whatsoever he speaks out is not true.
Okay.
Yes, I know this is what we want to hear, and I have said it. Whatsoever he says, him is nothing but the truth. Listen, that's why
but that is not
governments are afraid. Excuse me.
So do you believe Buhari is in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia?
Hey, very soon. Listen, very soon the whole evidence will come up.
Okay, so who do we have there now?
Very
because
soon,
Buhari is in a shallow
you yourself
grave.
You will believe.
No, that's fine. So let's go through it.
Yes.
Buhari is in a shallow grave. Now, Jubril at Sudan is also dead now. So who is the name now who is wearing the silicone mask now? Who is wearing the silicone mask? Because he told us, he told us that Jubril is also dead.
Away.
So who is wearing the silicone mask now?
No, Jubril is not dead. No. Jubril ran away.
Do you want me to go and find? Do you want me to go and get it where he said Jubril is dead? Because maybe you are not following Ipob, but I follow Ipob.
No,
he said Jubril is dead. He said it in his own mouth now. He said Jubril is dead.
No.
So who is wearing the silicone mask
Jubril
now?
I will tell you. Jubril ran away when died.
The only thing, forget it, Freeman. The whole thing is a nonsense. The whole thing is a total nonsense, my brother. Forget it. Sorry, that's just my own personal view. Jubril is dead. Buhari is dead in a shallow grave. Jubril is dead or run away, and somebody else is now having the silicone mask. Is it a relay? Is it past the baton?
Yes.
Are you doing 400 meter 100 meters relay past the baton from Buhari to Jubril Al-Sudani, from Jubril Al-Sudani to Aminu Asubede, and then Dubi? There's just nonsense, the entirety of it all.
It's not. Let me tell you, Ahmadu Bello.
My brother, the whole thing is a nonsense.
There was an interview with Ahmadu Bello. You know what he said? If there is no northerners, if they didn't find any northerners, they can even contract.
Yeah, no, we heard that. We heard that, but what we're trying to no, hold on. You are trying to run away from the point.
Let me tell you.
You are running away from the point.
Shakau made us. Even Shakau made Nigerians to know that the boy who is there is not Buhari.
Okay, brilliant. We have to agree to disagree. Hold on, Freeman. I'm not shutting you up, but let me bring Jeffo in because we have a new person. So let's acknowledge Jeffo and hear what he has to say. So Jeffo, off you go. Unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and tell us what your take is of the conversation so far. Jeffo, unmute yourself and tell us what your position is regarding what we're talking about.
First of all, good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I've done so.
Carry on.
Okay, good afternoon, all. I'm just coming in. I don't know the topic, so I would like to listen more before I involve myself.
Yes, let me just give you a brief summary of the topic. We're talking about the asylum opportunities that the United Kingdom is giving to the Biafran agitators. So the Nigerian government is lashing back against this, saying that the United Kingdom is granting asylum to terrorists, and the United Kingdom is coming back to say that the people that anybody that is being persecuted around the world will get asylum, and therefore that then means you can interpret from that the United Kingdom does not then consider Biafra a terrorist organization. So that is where we are at the moment. And then of course we are hearing the Fulani youths asking that the the Nigerian government that Buhari should go to London and give Boris Johnson a beating, which is just a total nonsensity, and it's a reflection of their mindset. So that is the conversation so far. So I'll give you a moment just to reflect on that. We did have John, but then he left. So let's just see what people are saying in the comment section. Hold on. We have John. Hello, John.
Hello.
Yes. How are you? What are you making of the conversation so far?
I just came in, so
okay, brilliant.
Right.
So if you all put yourself on mute, then I'll just read the comment sections out just to bring the people on the comment section on board.
Okay. Okay.
And you, Jeff, as well. So somebody said Isaac is very right. Very soon the Eastern Sabbath. Oh yes, we've seen that comment and we've disregarded it. So okay, Omar is saying, thank you, my brother. Nothing is like speaking the truth. These governors in the Southeast cannot learn from the governors of the Southwest. So I think that is agreeing still with Isaac. Frank Eric, to total freedom for Biafra is what he is after. Chino says what IPOB needs is referendum, not asylum. So that has been the official response from IPOB as well. Chike, IPOB is their problem and they will find solution to the problem. So that is what he has to say. Frank, Biafra needs total freedom. I think you've said that just now, Frank. Jennifer, if Malam Buhari cannot do this because he is not capable, that is the referendum, this is what Nigerians are really calling for. No more shoot outside or shooting outside, not the citizens, neither anyone. So that is what she has to say. Frank comes back and is still telling us that it is total freedom for Biafra. So I think we're clear on that is exactly what you want, total freedom for Biafra. So Book of a Rebellion, one man, the Americans created USA, not Britain. I think you'll find otherwise, my brother. Britain manufactured Nigeria 100%. Britain manufactured half the world 100%. Lester, sir, please stop cutting him up every second. So that is in reference to my interaction with Freeman, and it's not cutting him up, it's interjecting. So I wasn't interrupting, I was interjecting. Mr. Freeman caller, your present president note, are you still in Nigeria or not? Or you are Biafran citizen without knowing your left from right hand? So I'm not quite sure what Jennifer is saying there, but the thrust of it is that she's disagreeing with Freeman. Lide chimes in, British knew what they are doing for granting asylum to Igbos. They are more on the side of the Fulanis than any tribe in Nigeria. The asylum will give more opportunities to Fulani. They are not. The Britain is not asking the 40 million Igbos to move. The population of Britain itself is about 60 million. So are you saying they are asking the 40 million Igbos to move to Britain so that I mean, just maybe think sometimes before you make these comments. Angela, yes, so I'm not quite sure what she's saying yes to. Adiola, Mr. Man, don't be biased. Let this guy talk. You are just interrupting him. So that is again in reference to my interaction with Freeman. Pierce, Buhari is dead, you must know. Yes, he's buried in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia to be replaced by Jubril Sudani, who is now run away or dead, and is now replaced by somebody else who is wearing the silicone mask. And where is Yemi Oshibanjo? He's been held hostage. Femi Adesina, they are holding him at gunpoint, and etc., etc. Buhari is in a basement in Cuba, broadcasting and all. You know, this is the whole thing is a total no, and the whole thing is a distraction as well. All these I tend to call it Nzobu chanting for lack of a better word. It's just a total waste of time. Syntax, 400 billion looted in 30 39 years, United Nations official speak on negative impact of Nigeria's corruption, January 25, 2015. So that is trying to buttress what Freeman was saying when I was trying to nail him down on that point. Adiola, all the way Freeman is saying the truth, nothing is working in Nigeria. We people in diaspora are worried more than the people back home. I think the best thing we all need is divide, not that it doesn't stop transact. So I think it was actually it was Isaac that was making the point that the weight of the people back home is weighing upon the people in the diaspora. So I'll come to you, John, to see if you want to make a comment, and then to you, Jeffo, and then anyone else that wants to make a comment before I go on to the last story. So anybody that wants to make a comment on either the comments that we've heard from the comment room or anything else, so you can unmute yourself and make your comment before I go on to the final story.
Okay, like me, I don't have any problem with Igbo fighting for referendum or whatever they want. If they want to have their own country. But the only thing that I disagree with is that the issue of Buhari is dead and is in follow grave. I don't believe that is just propaganda. Right from day one, I don't believe that. Nigeria is very corrupt anyway, fanatically corrupt. I don't think they will so corrupt to the extent that they will go and bring somebody from Niger.
I put a silicon mask on him. I mean, imagine that. That's just, even Star Trek, even science fiction will struggle to come up with something. It's total nonsense. Total nonsense. And this is why people dismiss this kind out of hand. And he said it, and you can say maybe he's joking and he's just trying to punch the case. But he has now been laboring it for years and years now, that they're wearing silicon mask, and it's Jubril from Jubril to Aminu, and Aminu is now Buhari, and Buhari is Aisha, and everybody is wearing it.
Can I say something, please?
Total nonsense. Jeffo, carry on.
Yeah. For the mask.
Carry on.
Something happened in the US. Something happened in US. A white man put on the mask of a black guy and went and robbed a bank. And a notorious black guy and stubborn, you know. So they went to the man's house. The mom said, "Yes, I know why you are here. I saw my son in the bank with a gun." You see, so this guy was arrested. You won't believe it. The original armed robber girlfriend reported the armed robber, and that black guy was set free. So mask is possible.
Silicon mask. Look, listen, Jeffo. That is a total nonsense. So I'll encourage you guys to abandon that silliness, because it's detracting from the very important points that you're making on Igbo marginalization, which we all agree with. So if you are bringing nonsensities like this, a silicon mask and a shallow grave in Saudi and all this foolishness, then anybody with half a brain will just dismiss the whole thing as a total nonsense. What you are telling us, in effect, is that there's a factory in Niger Republic where they are producing clones of Buhari. You know, Buhari has a very specific look. He's tall, he's languid, he's thin, he's ungainly on his feet, and he has a very distinctive face. So what you are telling us then is that there's a production line in Sudan or wherever, that they are cloning people like this of that age with that build and that manner, and then they are putting. I mean, look at how far the foolishness is. It's irritating. Actually, it is irritating.
To do with this.
It is a silicon mask, and it is a shallow grave, and the Fulefu and Sabo. You know, the whole thing is a nonsense. It's a total nonsense. Not the Biafra movement, but this narrative of just abandon that one and focus on the important matter of Biafra land. But if you are doing silicon mask and a shallow grave, it's foolishness. John, do you want to come in?
Yes, if you finish discussing with other people. Yes, I'm here.
Come in. Yeah.
Okay. Before we go back to that referendum, let me make what I heard clear about this Buhari, not Buhari, or it's Al-Sadan. The former deputy leader of IPOB, Ushimofo, have claimed that Buhari is not dead. The man is not dead. I think that's one of the problems he has with Nnamdi Kanu for telling people wrong stories. But my people, once they believe in somebody, if ever the person is lying or not, they continue believing in him. That's what is happening. So all these people arguing this, arguing that, all their story is for what Nnamdi Kanu told them, and because they believe in Nnamdi Kanu. So that is it. That man is not dead. That man is alive. So I don't know what they mean by shallow grave. Is the shallow grave 2 feet or one foot? I don't know. I know that it's 6 foot on the ground when we die. But this shallow grave, they have not defined how deep it is to us. All what to hear is shallow grave.
And just to interrupt you, John, sorry to interrupt you. I do interrupt as they've been telling me off in the comment section, and Isaac knows I'm always interrupting. But I feel that this shallow grave and at Sudani is a real distraction from the important matter, because the idea or the thing of Igbo marginalization is big enough an issue to stand by itself without you needing to embellish it with made-up stories. If you are making up stories of a shallow grave and then it's in a basement in Cuba broadcasting, and then it's all these sort of things that is continuous, then people will just disregard you as as a silly person. No, I'm sorry, but that is just my thought. John, then we go to Freeman, because I think Freeman is quite keen to.
Okay. I wanted to say something about referendum. Okay, let's go ahead.
No, hold on, Freeman. Let John land, then you. Let John land first, then you.
Okay. I'm just coming to referendum. Okay. I just added the little things before I came to referendum. Now, what you said is what I think one of you said something about British. I've been telling my friend this. Anytime you bring a certain politician, or what you call it, the certain elite, to a radio station or to a news cast center, or what you hear, British carry power, give Fulani, British carry power, give Hausa. That is all what you hear. We are human beings. Why should we be depending on Britain? Yes, maybe they fooled us many years ago, but today we are wise. There's no need to be blaming British anymore. If you want to get your freedom, you take your gun, fight. They can't do us anything. Then they come, if they want to finish us, they finish us. We fight them. Benin Empire fought them, though they won't be, but Benin Empire stood and fight the British. Why every time we Satan British carry power? What is referendum? Let me come to my point. What is referendum? Why should we ask Nigeria for referendum? If Igbo people or Biafra want to leave, they have to leave. They don't need to wait for Nigerian constitution. What's referendum? If those people want to leave, they have the right to leave. If it is already been war, what is referendum? So all this referendum to me, it is like a coward, a fearful statement. Who don't need referendum? Those who want to leave Nigeria, ready. If it is bloodshed, they go to bloodshed and forget about referendum.
Yes, thank you, John. Let me just go on to Freeman, but before I do that, just on this point of laboring British all the time, we've already discussed now in the course of this conversation that half the countries of this world were actually caught up and carved from whatever land by Britain. We've talked about Canada, we've talked about the United States, we've talked about Australia, we've talked about New Zealand, we've talked about virtually the whole of the Caribbean island. Hong Kong was caught by the British. Countless countries on this planet were British creations. So we cannot keep saying that it is the British that came up with this contraction. Every country, half the world were created by the British, the French, and the Spaniards. Virtually all the countries.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't.
It is the British. It is the British.
Look at India.
India, Pakistan.
Is India have a referendum to remove Bangladesh from them? Bangladesh refused. They don't want to be part of India. Huh? We don't need a referendum. If Biafra, Oduduwa, Middle Belt want to leave, let them go and live. The worst thing is war. Bloodshed. That is it. And after that, we'll have a settlement.
Oh, okay, John. Freeman, quickly, then I'll go to the comment section. Freeman.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, John.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, John, stay there. Don't go away. Why are you going away?
He left, but
hear what I'm trying.
No, he's listening, and he will come back if he feels that he needs to.
All right. John, you're saying that a referendum is not. Listen, the best thing is referendum. With this agitation, we have been trying to do it peacefully. We don't want to shed blood like 66 to 70. That is not what we want. We try to do it. Nnamdi Kanu try to do it as with the white brain. You are thinking like a black man. That's why he said, black man, that's the way we think. Referendum is what we need to do. But
John is not dismissing referendum.
Do you want? Listen, no, he's dismissing it. He said that if Oduduwa want to go, let them go, or Biafra, or war. No. If that war comes now, John will not fight. You're saying that
let's not get too sidetracked.
Where are Nigerian men? Where are you people that someone has hijacked his husband's office? She came again to say that stop calling me the first lady. Call me by my name. Do you know what that means?
Yes, what does it mean?
You are a journalist, Mr. Man.
I am not. I am not a journalist, so please don't say that.
Bias. Listen, even thank you. No. What you're doing is a journalist work.
No, it's social.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
Carry on, land your point.
Okay,
so
let me hear you.
Land your point so I can bring I Am African in because he's waiting patiently.
Okay. All right.
And then Isaac, I still see you there.
Right.
Yeah.
Dele Momodu later come back to his senses. Even Wolo Soyinka, even former General Obasanjo,
yes.
that the man he used to know is not the man in Asoro.
Right.
Of which that is the right. Okay, look at through all this pandemic. Look at what is going on.
Hold on. No. I can't let you get away with that. What are you interpreting from Obasanjo saying that the Buhari in Aso Rock is not the Buhari he knows? Are you lining that up with Al Sudani and Silicon Mask? Is that your landing point?
That is exactly what is. That is exactly what I mean. If you don't believe, excuse me, if you don't believe Nnamdi Kanu, you have to believe Wolo Soyinka, or you believe Thomas.
I don't have to believe anybody. I have a functioning brain, you know. Okay, Freeman, I think we get your point.
Look at
land the point. Line the point quickly.
Throughout this pandemic, wherever in the whole world, the presidents when the pandemic, when the COVID-19 is very tough, the whole president came out and this to the people. Conversation, but never came out one day to address the whole Nigerians. He never came out one day to say something.
We get the point. Freeman. No, hold on. Okay. You've had a good go. Put yourself on mute so we can hear from I Am African, because he is waiting patiently as well. So I Am African, introduce yourself to the, we know you, myself and Isaac, we know you, but there are new people in the room that don't know you. So introduce yourself quickly and tell us what your take is on the conversation. And then I'll go to Jeffo next and then to you, Isaac. So introduce yourself and just give us a quick take on what you're making of the session.
Okay, yeah, so I'm African, and I do have a YouTube channel myself, just called I Am African, and where I talk mainly about Africa. I just want to talk about general things I've been following, and two things actually. So the first thing I want to talk about is that when we talk about the agitation and people want to move, don't want to be Nigeria anymore and all of that, it's mainly from people outside Nigeria, like me and you, or a lot of other people. So because the average Nigerians, even though they are persecuted and there are a lot of injustice going on, it seems like people generally are just happy with that. So, and because if people are really seriously fed up with the situation of things, and well, let me actually say that you won't really blame a lot of people. So because if everything you've seen is Nigeria, you understand what I mean? You're just possibly just going to say like, oh, this is normal. Like you're going on this road and that road is hot pothole, and that's the only road you've all known. So you're not really going to think anything is better. But if you used to be on a pothole road, rugged road, and then you come to Europe or America or wherever, and then you say, oh, actually, things are actually better somewhere else. This thing's supposed to be better back home. And then this is the reason why we have passion and all of that. Okay, so let's now go back home. Take, for example, say other parts of the world, like you have Hong Kong and whatever other place, and then things are not the way they want it. They all go on the streets. You understand what I mean? And then you see like millions or thousands of people. And then how many people are they going to kill? But average Nigerian or average African, like myself and you, we are afraid for our lives. So nobody is really going to go on the road. So it doesn't really matter how passionate we can be. Sometimes it's not really going to actually change anything, unfortunately. But yeah, let me just take it.
Okay, good point. Jeffo, just a quick comment from you, and then I'll go to the last story. I'm only putting you guys under pressure because of pressure of time. So quick comment from you, Jeffo, and then I'll go to the last story, and then I'll take all of your comments all round as we seek to round off. So yeah, Jeffo, a quick comment from you.
Yeah, on asylum.
Carry on.
The British asylum, to me, from my own personal observation, is like a cheese that my grandmom used to put on the trap for the rats. It's like a cheese on the trap for the rats.
Find that. Explain.
You get it? So what average Biafran want is referendum.
Yes. Biafra or not?
I never asked for asylum.
Biafra or die?
Oh, no, not Biafra or die, but this Biafra. We're not asking for more than Biafra. It's one Nigeria by force. Not Biafra or die. It's one Nigeria by force.
You see, I agree with the one for Biafra, by the way. I want to do a republic, and I think Isaac wants to do a republic as well. And Freeman, of course, wants Biafra, as do you, and probably John as well. So we all want that division, that breakaway, that secession. But the thing is, the Nigerian state is already in situation. So they're not going to hand it to us, and they're not going to really grant that referendum until matters are forced. But how is that matter first without resorting to violence is really where the question is. So if I ask everybody to stay on mute, I'll acknowledge Rolly. Rolly, I acknowledge you, but put yourself on mute. Let me just present the last story, and then we'll start from you, and then we'll get everybody's thought. So everybody put themselves on mute. So this is the ongoing story of Isa Pantami, the story that we have been covering all the way through the week. So new development, United States gathering information on Pantami may place him on a no-fly zone. So an ex-DSS director is the person that is saying this. Can everybody please put themselves on mute so that, or maybe I should do that. Do you want me to do that? But I think you guys should be able to put yourself. Let me put you on mute. Okay, brilliant. Sorry. So that's the headline that we're contending with. United States gathering information on Pantami may place him on a no-fly zone, a headline attributed to a director of the DSS. So now let's now see how the news is tightening around this known terrorist. A former assistant director with the Department of State Services, Dennis Amakre, has said the secret police informed the Nigerian government and the National Assembly of the past two radical... Oh, let me start all over again. A former assistant director with the Department of State Services, Dennis Amakre, has said the secret police informed the Nigerian government and the National Assembly of the past radical pro-Taliban views of embattled Minister of Communications and Digital Economy Isa Pantami before his confirmation as minister in 2019. Amakri spoke with correspondents online in a program, The Roundtable, on Wednesday. He, however, said the minister must have been confirmed by the National Assembly due to a lot of factors, including federal character balancing. Pantami, a former Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, is the only member of the Federal Executive Council from Gombe State. Many Nigerians have called for the sacking or resignation of Pantami after some comments he made some years ago came to light which support Islamic extremism. We are all happy whenever unbelievers are killed, Pantami was said, as an Islamic scholar and cleric. He also hailed Osama bin Laden, who orchestrated the terrorist attack on the United States soil on September the 11th, 2001, saying the terrorist is a better Muslim than himself. Pantami once also condemned Muslims who took up government positions, saying he would never join politics or take up a role in the government. Like many Nigerians, the ex-DSS director also called for the resignation of the embattled minister. According to him, the Department of State Services, DSS, has information on all individuals' interest, adding that the minister's past extremist views were communicated to the federal government and the legislature. Amakri said, "There is no information that escapes the DSS. We have all of it, all. When I was working there, we kept a catalog of anybody of interest that comes up to the limelight in the country. During the vetting process for anybody to be appointed a minister or commissioner or anything, your name is sent to the SSS for vetting. They check your background up to the extent of your grandmother. They check your schools to the extent of your primary school. And of course, they keep a tab on you online and offline. We get a lot from open source intelligence, and I can tell you that in Pantami's case, we have it. But there is a political angle to it. When somebody is being appointed, if the security agencies sees there is something wrong with his name, they will send it to the appointing agency. The appointing agency will now decide amongst other variables, either religious variable, federal character balancing variable, or political variable, and say that, oh yes, we know that this guy has this and that, but let's appoint him. So the political decision is not taken by the SSS. Even when you go to the Senate for confirmation, there is a party by party, and you can see that there are some political candidates that the opposition party will say that this one will not be appointed, but because he belongs to that party, they will appoint him. So this political and federal balancing, where they will say, so these are political and federal balancing, where they will say that there is nobody from this place that has been appointed. So let's appoint him. The ex-DSS director added that the United States was gathering information on Pantami. So that is the point I wanted to land on. Amakri said he, Pantami, has just submitted his name into the US database. The cataloging of people is not automatic. It comes in drips and drops. Now, people are talking about him, and that has come to the attention of the United States Embassy in Nigeria already. Now, they will do a deeper dive into his background. They will catalog him, and now they will start watching him. And if it comes to a very critical level, they will place him on a no-fly zone. So that is the position regarding Pantami. The FBI are now gathering information on this fella, and hurrah is what we are saying, because Malam Buhari, of course, he will never touch this guy. Rolly, your comments, and then we'll go around. So we're seeking to round off within the next 10-15 minutes. So give us your comment, say hello, introduce yourself, and just give us your general comments, and then we'll say goodbye because we're pressed for time. So maybe tomorrow you'll come back earlier, and then we'll do a round robin. So Rolly, off you go.
Yeah, thank you very much. You have said everything, and you have already concluded. You've also put an answer to it. So if it's on that watch list, and you are saying you know that Buhari is not going to do anything about it, so that already puts the answer to the question you're asking. Because whatever we say, if there's not going to be any action, there will be no point thinking about it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Yeah. So that's
we're looking for the Americans to pick him up anyway. You remember how they just came in and picked up their citizen in the middle of Boko Haram territory. So they have that capacity. Wouldn't it be fantastic if suddenly some helicopter just comes and just grabs him, you know, and he lands up in Washington, and then we'll see what happens next. But what is your take on the general? I don't know if you have been following. We were talking about the asylum opportunities being granted to Biafran agitators by the United Kingdom and the protestation by the Nigerian state. So just give us a quick comment on that before we let you go.
Yeah, when I heard about it yesterday, it was good. It was a good idea they brought, but with the level the agitation has attained at this time, personally this morning I sat down and I was actually thinking about the asylum of a thing. So people are fighting to have their freedom, and you want them to come to your country to take asylum. So if they are in your country to take asylum, which means their home is going to be empty. Nobody will be in the house to take care of the home. I don't know if you understand me. So
no, I think you are making the same point that Freeman was making, that they will depopulate Igbo land and put Fulanis in there, and is that the point?
Yes, especially with the situation of things at hand now, where we need a lot of men at home, and you want to give us asylum. Well, asylum is always temporary. Even when you have a document of any country, you're always there as an immigrant. You can be kicked out at any time. That document can be taken away from you at any time, and you are just like a slave all the time. So there's nothing like when you have a home of your own, a home you can be proud of. If Nigeria, with these resources we have in Nigeria, if not for the bad leadership, I don't think we should be seeking asylum in any country.
No.
Yeah, we have everything. We have everything it takes to be human being, you know. So I don't buy the idea of asylum for me.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Thank you, Rolly. It's a shame you've come very late, and we're getting to the end of the program. So please come earlier, because your opinions are always valued.
Yeah, actually, I saw one of your video with Dele Momodu. So I was actually going through the video. I woke up late, so I was just listening to what he said in the video and whatever. I'm just actually still listening to it when I saw this live video, you know. So I heard you talk about the asylum of a thing. So my mind now came back. You know, there was the other day we discussed about Nnamdi Kanu. You said no, Nnamdi Kanu is agitating as a businessman. He's using the Ipob to make money and whatever. So when
that's my view. That's my view.
Yeah. So when I heard the asylum issue, I think the effort of Nnamdi Kanu brought this asylum to the Biafrans. So we should appreciate that too. So that is the real reason why I actually called, to make that point clear. Yeah, thank you.
All right, brilliant. We look forward to hearing from you again, Rolly. It's as I said, we're coming to the end, so we'll say our goodbyes now. That's Rolly, a friend of the show. We go to Jeff Fo next. Jeff Fo, give us your final thoughts as we seek to round off. So unmute yourself, Jeff Fo, and just give us your final thoughts. Jeff Fo? Okay, we go to Freeman then. I think Jeff Fo might well be otherwise engaged. Freeman, are you there? Okay, we got Jeffo. Sorry, hold on. Give us your final thoughts, Jeffo.
My final thought is that I see no reason. We blacks, we know 1 + 1 is 2 all over the world. In Nigeria, 1 + 1 depends on who is counting it. It may not be 2. Why must we stay together? I kept on asking this question every day. Why must we stay together? Why we don't love each other? Why must we stay together?
Who told you we don't love each other? I love everybody.
It's one Nigeria.
Especially my favorite people are Igbo people, especially Igbo culture. Everybody knows that.
If you doubt us,
we don't love each other. I love everybody.
My sister is married to Yoruba. My cousin is married to Hausa. But it is not something personal. It's not something personal.
Okay, just land the point and then.
Listen, we could stay together as friends. Better in separate nations than in one nation. Friends, no. Stay in your one Nigeria. I stay in my one Biafra. Then we meet as friends somewhere else in ECOWAS.
Okay, thank you, Jeffo. There's a lot of bounce back from you, so we'll let you go here, Jeffo, because. Okay, we've had to let Jeffo go because I think he's made his point, but there's a lot of he was listening back to himself, so a lot of bounce back. So Freeman, give us your final thoughts.
Yeah, nice to be back again, you know. On Pantaya or Pantahu, whatsoever his name, you know, the guy, you have to know that the guy is a Janjaweed. He's a Fulani terrorist right from the beginning. You know what he's doing. And the whole clip, they are Janjaweeds. They knew, even the DSS, the head of DSS is Janjaweed. So know how you will bring a Janjaweed and bring him down. They don't do that. Okay. Tell me that it is only a former governor of Igbo State. What is his name now? Roger Sokorocha, that only took money during his regime. There are a lot of other governors that look, but because they are Janjaweeds, they didn't invite him. Nnamdi Kanu told all the Eastern governors, no matter how you serve these people, you must surely come back with shame. They are coming back with shame. It happened to Oju Zokalo. And now it's happening to Rocha Sokorocha. Very soon, it will happen to that small Imo governor. On number 4, Janjaweed puts him to number 1. This is exactly what is going on. Thank God it is US. Thank God it is US.
The Zamfara state governor has just been arrested. The former Zamfara state governor has just been arrested by the FCC.
Do you know why he was arrested? Because he is a true Hausa. He is not a Fulani. He is a true Hausa born. He is not a Fulani. I didn't think he's a Fulani. Nobody will touch him. Nobody. They know what they are doing. From L0ST, they know what they are doing. Imagine L0ST. He said that he went to pay those people that are coming to kill us. Nobody questioned him. What did you mean by that? Okay, look at this guy now. The statement he dropped, they knew, the DSS knew, but because they want him to do the work, to do their Islamization. Didn't you hear the boy asking that his friend, okay, why didn't he come and answer by his mouth? He sent his friend The man was saying that I was with him. I spent almost 25 years in England, blah, 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 blah. In Saudi Arabia, blah, 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 blah. The boy was asking him, okay, look, guy know what he did. He know what he said during then. Even when he was praying, he put everything in Islamatic. They put him there for him to complete their Janjaweed work. Analyze. He took the Nigerian excuse me.
Okay, Freeman, we have to round it off. We have to round it.
Okay.
Land it, just land it in one or two sentences. Round it off.
Good. What I have to say is this: referendum is what is good for Nigeria. Either referendum or revolution.
Okay,
and
thank you, Freeman.
Revolution must not be.
No, Freeman. We'll have to leave it there for pressure of time. So that's Freeman. He's quite fixed in his views, and I think we're clear on where he stands. I am African. You quickly and just give us your parting words if you're still there.
I'm just going to say a parting word, and then I'll go.
We can't hear you.
You know, we got, for example, we have the Igbo land that is being bombed or persecuted. I always think about what about their governors, their governors, their elders? Where are they? You understand what I mean? So it's really very strange. And so if we say referendum and everything, so if their governors, their senators, and everybody, this is applicable to Yoruba land as well. If they can't come out to say, oh, actually, we are in support of that, it's never going to happen. So, and then I've got a question about, we talk a lot about Hausa, Hausa Fulani, but Fulani is the one that is very, very common that we talk about nowadays. Are they really separable? You understand what I mean? Like, is it everybody from the north? Are they all Fulani? Or are there Hausa that we can we actually specifically say this person is a Fulani, this person is Hausa?
Yes, this is the thing. Good point. I am African. This is the thing. We tend to use this catch-all phrase that Northerners, etc. But they probably have more sub-ethnicity in the north than anywhere else. And even amongst the Fulanis, the particularly brutal ones, I think they are called the Bororos amongst the Fulanis. So even amongst those Fulanis, they're still subdivided because there's a certain cattle that has this long horn, which is the Bororo cattle, and that is the tribe really that is the most lethal amongst the Fulanis. So, like you said, it's not just a catch-all phrase to say the Northerners as though they're one single homogeneous entity. No, there are several subsects within the North, as there are several religions within the North. So thank you, I am African, a friend of the show. He has a YouTube channel under that name. So we land on you, Isaac, just to close off things for us. So Isaac, off you go.
Thank you. And my final thought is that the issue of Pantami, I know they will not do anything about it. Even no matter amount of training they did when they wanted to nominate him, there is not, even if they find out, there is nothing they will do, because that is the person that they want to appoint as a minister. We could see what is going on. Every single thing that they bring to Senate, it has to go through it. It has to go through. There is no rejection since this is the inception of this government. Anything they bring to the House of Representatives or Senate, they approve it. They don't care. So
yes, rubber stamp.
Yeah, like my final thought about it is that yesterday one of them was saying that one of the senators was saying that if Nigeria is one of the, I mean, we Nigeria, let me put that way, that we supposed to come to DSS and tell them that, okay, this person has committed crime and this and that. Then I was saying, my wife was saying that even if people see it and they tell you guys, are you going to do anything about it? Absolutely not. So they are not going to do anything about it. It's what they want to do. So that is my final thought.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. Isaac, a regular contributor on the show. So you'll almost certainly, if he has the time, you'll probably see him tomorrow for reasons that it makes a lot of sense. So that is Isaac's take. We're really looking to close now, so that's why I'm really pushing for time. Let me just take one or two comments from the comment section, and then we'll round it off. We'll take it from Charles. So Charles says, hello there. Hello to you, Charles. This is Roses and Charles. So hopefully, probably related or not, we'll have to find out in the course. The host is an idiot, a hater of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who knows his relevance is dependent on mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name. Acknowledging it is a burden for him. So those are his or her thoughts, and they're quite clear and fixed. This is a messy seat. The Zoo network is messing me up here. I am just hooking up. So hopefully you get the chance to phone in. I think we have John who might. John, I'll give you a moment to speak, but let me just read off the comment, and then you can have the final say on the session. Emeka, the host, if all you said Nnamdi Kanu is doing is for financial gains, then you need psychiatric check on you. Do you know how much and oil? Well, he was offered and he rejected all of it. Well, you know, those are my thoughts. I don't buy. I buy into some of the things that Nnamdi Kanu has to say patently for Biafra Nation, but I don't buy into his approach, and I don't think it's altogether as altruistic as a lot of people might have it. So Emeka continues, you are just exhibiting slavery tendencies. So to your thinking, what is the solution to this mess? What options do you have? I'm sure to that, this platform you are using is for financial benefits. Well, I don't see anybody making any donations in the super chat, so I'm not quite sure where the financial benefit is coming from, but there you are. Jennifer, one man has really given the Biafrans his platform to share their ideas about their points of view, but still I can't find any reasonable answer to the issues at stake. No one is giving the way forward. So that is what Jennifer has to say. She carries on, none of them is really giving any way forward to meet up the situation on ground. They prefer asylum. So BT Onye, please people, when you comment in a manner like this, don't insult anybody, even if you think the person has not agreed with you. So I agree with that. There's really no need for insult because your point doesn't get across anymore. So if you insult people, I don't know why quite. I think it's that a Fulefu thing. They are picking up a Fulefu from our headquarters. Chinweke is the last person. One man went to Mo. You speak like you don't want Biafra freed and that you enjoy the genocide against them. You also speak like a typical Nigerian journalist who I'm sure watch his or her back. So that is what he has to say. So John, we give you the final remarks as we say to round off. John?
Okay. Yeah, I just came back because I was listening to Mr. Freeman that
yes,
they want to get Biafra, or we want to get Biafra. I'm not against Biafra. They want to get Biafra through civilized means. So if there is war, I will not go and fight. Okay, I don't know if he will go and fight if there's war. Okay, now let's see what they mean by civilized way to achieve Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu created ESN. Are ESN not armed? That one question I want to ask. Hello, are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I've given you the floor to express yourself, so just carry on.
Okay, I want to ask Mr. Freeman, who is a good Biafra agitator, if ESN is not armed, they don't have guns? Who are supplying the guns? It's not Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Okay, he's talking of peaceful transition to Biafra freedom. Now, let's look at the second group, the one they call unknown gunmen. Are they not there? Even though they claim that it's not Nnamdi Kanu, but Nnamdi Kanu and other IPOB are praying for them to be killing people with guns, UGM. Okay, so I don't know what Mr. Freeman is talking about. You want a peaceful transition, but you armed unknown government and you arm ESN. I think he needs to go and reevaluate his brain before he talk. Okay, I don't know if you still remember. I'm in my 60s.
I know you gave us a narration about the Civil War. Yeah.
11 Div in Biafra land, the Packers. I was 13 years. We were there marching. This one called the Boys Brigade. They're trying to go into Biafra army before the war ended. I was there. It's Mr. Freeman there, or even if his father was. I was there. We were marching as a young, what do you call it, child soldiers to be. So let him not say anything. Okay? So that's why I called back.
Oh, okay, John. Okay. I'm sure Freeman is listening. He's a regular contributor, and I'm sure the next time he comes on, he will address that immediately. Okay. So I'm not going to respond on behalf of Freeman because he's robust enough to respond for himself. But I do know, because I've had conversations with you in the past, and your Biafran credentials are gold standard, and it goes to the first incarnation of Biafra under Ojukwu. So nobody can disregard what somebody like you has to say. So thank you for coming back to clarify, John. So we'll leave it there, but the conversation, of course, does not end here. Carries on in the comment section. So I'll invite you to come to the comment section to carry on progressing this conversation. So I'll join you in the comment section, but I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here, I say peace.